Hey Brookhaven friends, it's Mike, and today I'm showing you how to make a nutrient-packed, delicious juice at home. I know with sometimes getting all of your fruits and vegetables in on a daily basis can be pretty difficult, maybe from a taste standpoint, or getting your little ones to try to eat fruits and vegetables can be tricky around dinner time. But here is an amazingly simple but really effective alternative to getting all those nutrients in on a daily basis. So we have some of the ingredients laid out here. These are all things that you can find at your local Brookhaven. So this is what we like to call our yellow juice. And you'll see why right when we start juicing here, but it's made up of pretty simple ingredients: pineapple, yellow pepper, Gala apple, turmeric, ginger, those are both raw root, and a lemon. So let's just jump into it here. I like to do it in this order, and what we're using here is a masticating juicer. It's a cold press masticating juicer. You'll see it doesn't spin really fast. With what you might be used to be seeing is the centrifugal juicer, which spins really fast. It cuts everything up and then kind of sifts it out as it does that. This is a little bit different. It's going to smash everything that we put in there and extract the juice from everything that it smashes. So it's pretty neat. It's just a different style of juicer. Some are more effective for different types of things that you're juicing, and everything that we're juicing here, you'll see this is a great juicer for that. So we're gonna go ahead and fire it up. Makes a little bit of noise. I like this because it's not too loud. And I'm gonna start with my yellow pepper. So it is as simple as just putting our peppers in here, and you'll see that it just slowly starts to go here, and we start having our juice come out the spigot, which is really nice. It's a beautiful yellow color. And I didn't even think that there was so much juice. Like, you think of a pepper, you don't think of it as being too juicy, I guess. Like maybe like a lemon, because you squeeze a lemon into water, or even sometimes an apple, but I never thought of a pepper of having so much water content, or what we now turn into juice, until I started juicing myself. So this is a great start too. It kind of gets our juicer prepped. We have some of the pepper coming out the backside, which is great. And I like to move directly right onto my roots. Here we have turmeric and ginger. Both have gotten very popular recently, kind of as the superfood kick has begun. Turmeric very specifically is amazing. You see a lot of different studies coming out that it's great for inflammation. It's a great anti-inflammatory. Very high in antioxidants, which everything here is, which is really great. Obviously helps against aging, helps against free radicals in your body, which cause a whole bunch of problems. So it's great to have something that can bond with those free radicals, make them a full cell, and that's what antioxidants do. So turmeric is extremely high in that, amongst a whole bunch of other things, and helps to add to our yellow juice here. It's got this really nice orange yellow color, golden color, really adds to our juice. And then ginger's been we've known for a long time. I mean, if you're soon to be mom, this helps with morning sickness or nausea. Ginger also helps with digestion, some with indigestion as well. So we like to add this to the juice, and it has some antibacterial qualities to it, so that's really nice. So we have our roots and our peppers done. I like to then move on to the apples. And again, this is a Gala apple. There's so many different types of apple. Gala apples have a handful of different nutrients within them that are so good. Great in vitamin C, great in phytonutrients. I know we've done a post before on the Brookhaven page about some of the things you may or may not know about the health benefits of apple, like the whole "an apple a day keeps the doctor away" is very true when you see all of the amazing things that apples do for your body. Within this juice though, it does help to round out the flavor quite a bit and add some of those extra nutrients to it as well. So the other thing I really like about adding apples to my juice is that their water content, or what ends up being the juice, is just so high. It really adds to the yield of what we have going on. And then here we go, we're gonna move on to our lemon. Now what you'll notice, I'm not peeling this lemon. You know, I'm gonna put this in with the skin on. The only thing I've removed from the lemon is the ends. And that's really important, not only from a flavor standpoint. The lemon really helps cut through some of that ginger, cut through some of the turmeric, because those are they could be a little bit spicy in the raw form like we're doing in the juicing, but the skin of the lemon has something, besides the fruit itself having a ton of vitamin C and antioxidants, the skin, or the rind of the lemon, has something called phytonutrients within it. And phytonutrients are great. They're used within, for the lemon in nature to help fight off diseases or rot in the lemon. It is an amazing nutrient that we miss out on when consuming lemons because we're typically removing that. It's not a very good flavor when it comes to digesting it the way that it is, but when you add it to the juice, it is absolutely spectacular. Maybe you've had like a dessert or a recipe that calls for lemon zest, where you're just zesting the skin of that lemon, and it just really adds the right amount of zing to whatever that you're making. Same thing goes with the juice. Extra nutrients and a really great bit of flavor. And last but not least, here we have our pineapple. Now, pineapples can be a little bit intimidating. You definitely want to make sure, as with all your produce, that you're rinsing it all first. I like to use a brush. I have a brush dedicated just to scrubbing my produce. But cutting the pineapple, I know there's different things out there. You have pineapple cores or different contraptions to cut it. I don't need any of that because the only thing I'm removing from the pineapple is the exterior. I add everything into the juice, including the core, because there's a lot of density of the nutrients of the pineapple within that core. So in terms of cutting the pineapple, make sure obviously you got a good solid cutting board, a very nice sharp knife. Be careful while you're doing this because the pineapple is very tough. But I just start by removing the top and the bottom. So I get rid of the top here, put that over there. I'm gonna remove the bottom also. Whole new meaning of fruit ninja here. And then when it comes to removing the skin, I just take the knife and I just go down the sides like this. Trying to, it doesn't have to be extremely perfect. The juicer, as it processes this, will keep any of like the little dots that you see here from getting into your juice. Obviously, you just end up with the juice, the liquid. So you don't have to worry too much about that. And you want to try to preserve as much of the fruit, obviously, because that ends up in your juice. Gives you a little bit more yield for what you're making. A little bit more bang for your buck there. But obviously the more smaller cuts that you do, you're gonna end up with more of a circle, so you'll save more of your fruit, but for time's sake, so that. And I like to take anything that doesn't end up in my juice, I compost. So add it to the garden. Coming up here now because it's spring, so we've got all of our planting started. And like I said, we're gonna use half the pineapple for this recipe here. So what I like to do is just get it into pieces. It doesn't have to be into a million little pieces that you saw with the other items that we added. It just needs to be able to fit down the chute of the juicer. Again, that's something I really do like about a masticating juicer. It can really handle quite a bit and handle it really well. So here we go, we're gonna turn our juicer back on. And we just do the same thing. We just feed that in there, and you'll see the pineapple. The reason I like to do it last is because it does have some of the highest water content. So it's really gonna take anything that was left in that juicer, kind of rinse it out and get it into our juice to give us the best possible blend, yield, all of that good stuff. Again, with pineapple, tons of vitamin C, tons of antioxidants. It has something called bromelain, which is amazing for another anti-inflammatory. So if I were to say one thing about this juice, I'd say, I'm gonna let this run for a little bit just to get everything out. I'd say our yellow juice is really just a really powerful anti-inflammatory, nutrient-packed juice, which is awesome for like a post-workout. I know everyone's kind of getting their summer bod back as we're getting ready for beach season. Also, if you're someone that is completely and totally active in the gym all the time, or you're doing some heavy lifting or getting ready for like Chicago Marathon, we just had the Shamrock Shuffle. This is an amazing recovery drink because of the anti-inflammatory characteristics of the pineapple and the turmeric. Fantastic for that. Also, we're coming out of cold season. If you kind of feel a little bit of, if you're one of the ones getting the cold here later in the season, if you feel a cold coming on, amazing juice. The anti-inflammatory helps, the vitamin C helps, the antioxidants help. Or if you're just coming off that cold, it really gives you that pep right back in your step to get back into normal life here. So let's go ahead and, this is looking good. Oh yeah, you can see the color here with the juice, hence yellow juice. We're gonna do my favorite part, as always, is give it a try. So some people like to, like when we make this at home, some people like to strain it. With a masticating juicer specifically, it does leave a little bit of the fiber in. So you can think of it almost like orange juice with pulp. It's identical to that. If I were to put an orange through here, it would come out just like orange juice with pulp. It's not any more difficult to throw a little strainer on there, strain out some of the pulp, and you have it more like no pulp orange juice. I like to keep the pulp in there. I think there's a lot of health benefits to it. It's like having the juice, but also still getting some of the fiber of the things that you put through there. So this is a nutrient-packed, great way to get all of your fruits, servings of fruits and veggies in one. And as you see, before I poured this, we were at about, I'd say we were about 3 cups. So we got 3 cups of juice out of that. And for most people, I've been doing this a lot, but for most people, you may want to water it down a little bit just because the flavors with the ginger are sometimes a little intense. So you'll get a little bit more out of there if you do end up adding water to this when you enjoy it. And especially when giving it to younger ones like kids, water it down just so it's not too sweet or too a little bit spicy almost with the ginger. But that is our yellow juice. We're gonna go ahead and give it a taste. As always, spectacular. I love this juice. I make this year-round. I highly recommend you guys give this a try. Get into your Brookhaven, get all your ingredients. We'll have them listed in the description so you can get it for yourself. And please enjoy some yellow juice. Put in the comments below if you have any questions or if you want to share any recipe additions that you guys have added to your juice. We'd love to see them, and we'd love to see you enjoying your yellow juice. So we'll see you in Brookhaven soon, picking up your yellow juice ingredients, and we'll catch you all next time.